You're watching Naptown Buzz, your source for all things indie. Here with Hunter, Steve Jackson Games. We're going to run through a few of their games real quick. First up, Bill and Ted.
So, Bill and Ted's Excellent Board Game is based off of the first movie, Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure, and what you're doing is taking control of a different version of Bill and Ted and their phone booths, so different colors, different versions, trying to beat the other versions and be the correct Bill and Ted to get back through time, bringing back the most historical dudes for your history paper so you can not go to boarding school. So what you're doing to do that is you're playing cards from your hand. Everyone plays cards simultaneously, 2 of them face down, and they flip them over, and you look at the bottom here, the bottom right, there's a number. The number determines who goes first. The lower the number, the lower number goes first, and then goes up from there. So say I was the first player here because I had a 4, which is pretty low, goes from 1 to 69, as you would. So you would then follow the directions on the top here. The top tells you what direction you're going to go in on this grid. So let's say we're red. This is a 180 turn. So you turn all the way around, and then an up arrow means I'm going straight. Since it's time and space, if you get the edge of the board, you just pop out the other side. So it's just goes straight through. And then this over here makes me turn this direction and back up. So you do both of those for your moves. Once you're done moving though, the symbol here at the bottom of the card determines which of these 2 evil dudes moves. And these evil dudes are trying to take your historical dudes and drop them back off into space-time in the wrong spots. So this shield indicates that the knight's going to move. He's going to do the same thing, turn around and go straight. And then over here, this star indicates the sheriff. He's going to turn this direction and back up. Now what you're aiming to do is you're going around the board, these pink pieces here are the historical dudes. You pick them up and you add them to your movement. So each one is good because you want to pick up the dudes to win the game. But the more that you pick up, the more complicated your turn becomes because every one of them adds a new maneuver that you have to do before you move. So if you pick up, say, Joan and Napoleon, suddenly you're doing well, but you have to move all of this before you even get to your cards. And then you have to do your cards.
Okay.
And in addition to that, if someone else goes before you, so the big thing is that priority. If someone goes before you, they can make you drop your historical goods. So if this guy lands on top of me, like the knight lands on top, I have to put Napoleon back. And so my turn can change before I even get a chance to go. So yeah, it's a game about planning. It's a really quick programming game. The game is over once you run out of cards in the deck, so it takes about 45 minutes to play. Not super long, pretty accessible game. Also has one more fun rules. So the lowest number normally goes first, but if you play the 69 card, you can go 69 dudes and go first. So nice little addition. Other little Easter egg is if you lay all the cards out from start to finish 1 to 69, it goes to the entire movie animated by Lynn Peralta. So it's a fun little Easter egg they threw in there. But that is Bill and Ted's Excellent Board Game.
All right, now what do we have next?
This is Simon's Cat, the card game. This is based on the really popular YouTube series by Simon Tofield. It's about a cat that acts like a cat and wrecks stuff all the time. And that's what you're doing in the game. You're actually making messes and trying not to get blamed for it. The deck has 6 different colors, and they're all different numbers in the suits. And what you're trying to do is either match the color or number that was previously played. So if someone plays a yellow 3, you're trying to match that with either a yellow card or the number 3. And you go around like that, so if you can match it with let's say this number 4, and then someone has to match it with either a 4 or a yellow, and if they don't have something to match it with, they make a mess. That stack of cards becomes a mess in front of them. And you go around the board like that, and everyone plays the cards out. You get to lead with whatever you want if you make a mess. And at the end of a round, whoever has the most individual stacks of cards in front of the individual messes gets blamed for it by Simon. They get a blame card. Now, then you just shuffle up, you deal again, you go around. First person to 3 blame loses, everyone else wins. So it's a 1 loser, possibly multiple loser, but most of the time it's just 1 person loses. You don't have to be the best cat, you just have to not be the worst cat, essentially, and get blamed for everything. So it's really good. It's just color and number matches, so it's great for kids. They're learning colors and learning numbers, but it's awesome for adults because these suits, the trick here is that they're not symmetrical. They're not all like 1 to 10. The suits are actually different. So the pink suit, the Simon suit, goes from 3 to 12. It's a pretty wide range of numbers. But then you go to the blue suit, it goes 3 to 10. And then you go to the yellow suit, and it's only 3 to 8. The purple suit starts at 1 suddenly, and it goes 1 to 6. And then the orange suit's 1 to 4. And there's only 2 green cards in the entire game. It's 1 and 2. So you have you got to, as an adult, you got to get an idea of how many cards are in the deck. So if you're playing the green suit, if you have the green card chain, you're like, okay, I've got cards that most likely are going to be good at the end of the game. They're going to get not matched. If you have the pink 12, there's only 112 in the deck. If you have the pink 11, it's 111 in the deck. So it's good at kind of a screw your opponents kind of game. You start getting an idea what they have in their hand, and you're like, at the end of the game, okay, here's a card that you have to take for sure. It's become a game of sniping them with that, but really easy to play. It takes about 10 to 15 minutes to play. Very quick. You'll end up playing a lot of rounds of it in a row. And it's $6.95. It just came out this week. We're really happy it's finally in stores.
All right, now what are we looking at?
This is Batman the Animated Series dice game. This is prototype components, so these are not final. This just it'll look a little rough, but this is the general idea of the game. So what you're doing, you're actually playing as villains of the Batman universe, and you're trying to escape with money and before Batman can catch you, essentially. So you can play as Poison Ivy, Joker, Catwoman, or the Riddler, and they each have their own special powers. You got these 10 dice here, and what you're going to be doing is putting all the dice in a cup, and every time you're going to draw from the cup, draw 3 dice, and you're going to roll 3 dice. So we got these, and you roll them, and they're going to roll different symbols. So the money bags are what you're looking for. So money bags are going to be worth points at the end of a round. Alarms are going to be re-rolls, so you're going to have to re-roll that. So if you get one of these, you have to re-roll it the next round. You take 2 out of the cup and add that to it. So you're always going to be rolling 3 dice pretty much, and you roll them. Got 2 alarm bells, but we have a bat symbol, and the bat symbol is bad actually in this game. That means Batman is catching up to you. Once you roll 3 bat symbols, you lose the round. If you have any money, you just don't score those points. So it's a push your luck game. You're trying to push it to see how far you can go before Batman catches you, essentially. The cool thing is that a lot of these are going to be powers that help you get a little bit farther in the game, or score more points, or something positive. Like Poison Ivy here, if you roll a blue bat symbol, she gets to dodge the first one she rolls. So she would dodge one. She has a little bit of an extra chance to get away. The Joker, if he rolls any of these, if he rolls one of each color, he gets an additional point. So even if he busts, even if Batman catches him, he still might get some points out of it. Catwoman, if you roll money bags on the blue dice, she actually gets bonus points for it. And Riddler on his first roll gets to roll additional dice and kind of pick and choose the ones he wants to keep. So everyone's got like a really positive power. It's based around our zombie dice system, so it's a similar feel to it if you ever played that before, but the character powers make it a completely different game. It's a totally brand new beast. This one is, like I said, this is early components. It's not out till November, but it'll be $14.95 when it comes out. Great stocking stuffer around that time of year.
Naptown Buzz is brought to you by our supporters at Patreon.